Right now on News 3 Live at 5, waiting for the verdict. The grand jury has decided whether this police officer in Ferguson, Missouri should face criminal charges for shooting and killing an unarmed teenager. Now the country braces for that announcement and the reaction to it.
The worst kind of hit and run. A driver hits a man pushing a baby stroller, killing him and injuring the child, and then just takes off. Tonight, Metro's search for the killer.
Also tonight, special delivery with a surge of packages over the holiday season. How to protect the ones that come to your front door so this doesn't happen to you. News 3 Live at 5 starts right now.
Live at 5 with Jessica Moore and Jim Snyder. This is News 3.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're just an hour away from an expected announcement out of St. Louis, where a grand jury has decided whether or not to charge a Ferguson police officer in the shooting death of Michael Brown.
The suspense has been building all day as we wait for this announcement. The controversial shooting of that unarmed African-American teenager by a white officer sparked mass outrage, violence in Ferguson last summer, and led to violent protests across the country. Let's take you live to Ferguson now. Take a picture of the streets there where you can see crowds are gathering in anticipation of this announcement from both sides of this debate as the region anxiously awaits the decision. In that brick building in the background, that's the courthouse where this decision will be announced. Police have a perimeter set up around the building tonight.
That verdict watch is tonight's top story at 5. News 3's Gerard Romalo is live at MLK and Cary at the foot of the Martin Luther King Jr. statue, where locals are gathered ahead of the announcement. And Gerard, we want to emphasize this is supposed to be a peaceful gathering.
Well, that's right, Jessica. People still starting to show up just now. Really, this was an effort by many different groups, and the purpose was to have anyone who wanted in the community, whether it be young people or adults, older people, come out and have a place like this where they can find support, they can share feelings or concerns without any of it turning violent. This was the scene in August where some of the same people involved in tonight's effort held a rally in support of Michael Brown. People held signs, lifted their voices, and called for a peaceful solution. One of the groups involved in putting this rally together is the Progressive Leadership Alliance of Nevada. They say while they sympathize with many in Ferguson and certainly share many of the concerns, what they want is to have lessons learned so that these controversies don't reappear in the future.
What we really want people to remember is that Las Vegas isn't Ferguson. We have had issues with our police force, but if you look at how it's changed over the last 10, 15 years, it's not that, acrimony anymore.
Tonight's event, rally, gathering, whatever you want to call it, is scheduled to begin at 6 o'clock when that decision is expected to come in. We did reach out to Metro, North Las Vegas Police, and other police agencies to find out if there are any special tactics or any special patrols planned for this evening. They say no, nothing out of the ordinary. We don't expect anything to happen here locally in Las Vegas, and if something does, we're certainly prepared to handle it. But again, the key word here tonight is peace. What they want is a peaceful gathering above anything else. I'm Gerard Romalo reporting live. Jim and Jessica will send it back to you.
All right, Gerard, thank you. A man pushing a baby stroller on a local street is killed by a hit-and-run driver. And tonight, police are looking for the person who just took off after that crash. News 3's Antonio Castellan joins us live near Rainbow and Warm Springs. Antonio, the biggest question, what can you tell us about the little baby who was involved in this crash?
Jessica, we don't know the extent of the baby's injuries, but I just got off the phone with police, and they say that the baby has been reunited with her mother and is conscious. Right over there at that fast food drive-thru, a customer witnessed the accident. The cashier tells us when the accident happened, the customer's eyes bulged out. Police say that the accident happened right here, that a 63-year-old man was pushing an 18-month-old baby girl on a stroller going north on Rainbow. The impact of the car hit set the man and the stroller flying. This, what was left at the scene. There you can see the baby stroller, a shoe and clothes. Investigators say right after 10:30 this morning near Rainbow and Warm Springs, a driver in a dark-colored car collided with a 63-year-old man and 18-month-old baby girl. Witnesses say a man driving a car was weaving in and out of traffic and tried to pass cars on the right side along the gravel road. The man was hit along with the child. Police go on to say that the hit-and-run driver even clipped another car before he sped off Paramedics rushed a 63-year-old and child to UMC Hospital. The man was pronounced dead there. Miraculously, police say the baby girl remained conscious. Detectives say they need information regarding the hit-and-run driver.
Of course, we're always hoping that we get tips on this. Someone happens to notice damage. It should be maybe damage on the right front of the vehicle, right side of the vehicle, towards the front portion, consistent with striking a pedestrian.
And police, they are going around these businesses and they're asking for the surveillance video from the cameras. They're hoping to get some sort of leads from those images. If anyone has any information to this hit-and-run driver, you were asked to call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. Reporting live, Antonio Castellan, News 3.
Let's hope someone does come forward with that information. Antonio, thank you. It was a long road trip back to Southern California for thousands of tourists yesterday after a body was found alongside the freeway. NHP troopers say the body of a woman was found early Sunday morning on the dirt shoulder of I-15 about 2 miles south of the state line town of Prim. And you see all the taillights there barely moving. That's the backup it caused. An autopsy is scheduled to determine the identity of the woman, the cause of death. The traffic heading into California was backed up like this for more than 12 hours while authorities investigated.
'Tis the season for online shopping and the piles of packages that subsequently fill our porches this time of year. And that means it's also prime time for thieves who have an eagle eye for the boxes left unattended while you're at work or before you even have realized that a package has arrived. News 3's Craig Figner is live for us at the post office on Lake Mead Boulevard in North Las Vegas. So Craig, any tips for people who do a lot of online shopping?
Jessica, I'll give you my favorite tip. It's if your package is being delivered by the post office, which you see just behind me, you can get the tracking number from the company you purchased that from, and then go online, enter the tracking number, and attach it to your cell phone number. And when that package is delivered, within seconds of it being delivered, you will get a text saying that it's on your front porch. If you're not home, you can have a neighbor or friend stop by and pick it up. One way to protect yourself, because this is the season when crooks seem to find a lot of loot at front doors. With more people shopping online, front door package deliveries are the latest calling card for crooks.
I am definitely changing everything to signature required because I got parts for my car worth $250 last week for new headlights. Oh my God, if they'd stolen those.
BJ Lynch is an online shopper, and last week she believes somebody was following her UPS driver. She heard the truck, got her package, and a minute later could not believe what she was seeing on her security camera.
It's hard to tell if it was a man or a woman, got out of the car, ran up to the front door, looked around, evidently, didn't see it, and then ran back to the car and never knocked on the door.
UPS estimates that over 550 million packages will be shipped this December, and if no signature is required, many end up on doorsteps and often for hours. This is security video from Nextdoor.com. It's a company that handles the delivery of packages. The thieves are often brazen, stealing in the middle of the day. Phoebe Dinsmore is all about security. She wouldn't even open the door for News 3, but she talked with us, and she believes she's seen would-be parcel thieves.
One time there was this car that kept on going up and down the street, and I noticed it.
She even wrote down a partial license plate. Many times packages are insured, or you can buy insurance. You can also avoid being ripped off by requiring a signature so that no package becomes a target at your front door. And if you work during the week, if you can, and a lot of companies offer it, request Saturday delivery. I'm Craig Figner reporting live, News 3.
Really good tips there, Craig, and the tracking number, getting the text on your phone really helps too. That way, no matter what you're doing, you'll at least know that the package is there and not be oblivious.
Yep, that helps.
Still ahead at 5, new information about a local teenager who turned himself into police after a deadly shooting.
Yeah, the supposed motive in this one is really hard to believe. What the teen's family is saying led to the violence.
And back to the shopping craze. Black Friday is just days away, and stores are getting ready for the madness that comes with it. We've got to look at some of the best deals this time of year. Kevin?
We are on a roll, Jessica. Do you know how many Thanksgivings have made it to 70 degrees? Get a hint on where we're going. We'll have the answer to that question and the forecast coming up.
Time Time for a check on traffic for this Monday commute. Tom Hawley's checking out an accident near the Summerlin Parkway in Anasazi. Tom?
Yeah, I got a couple of problems out here, Jessica. This one is right at the top of the intersection. It's not on Summerlin, it's on Anasazi. Actually, the ramp to get onto Summerlin westbound. You can see these vehicles hit pretty hard. NHP's on the scene, and it is blocking travel lanes, but it's not a big problem up here on top. Obviously, it would be more of an issue if it was down below. And we have an issue for City Public Works Department. They need to replace this light pole. This video from about an hour ago on Avalon. That's just to the south of Lorenzi Park. We flew over it on the way here just to check out this accident. It's still in place, but it's rather dark, so we're showing you this video from an hour ago right by Lorenzi Park. That one will take a while to clear up. Tom Hawley reporting from Sky 3.
All right, Tom, thank you. A local teenager charged with killing another teen appeared in court today for the first time since turning himself in. 18-year-old Eric Bell faces robbery, assault, and murder charges. Police say Bell got into a car with a group of teens before shooting and killing 18-year-old Roland Pleasant in North Las Vegas last Tuesday. The victim's father tells us the shooting was all over a Gucci designer wallet. But Bell's family says it's not true. They claim the other teens in the car were selling guns, and when Bell tried to get out of the vehicle, she says the boys would not let him out. The family claims Bell has been suffering from mental illness since he was a child, and they have tried several times to get him help.
Police are searching for another robber tonight. This man accused of holding up the Sunset Station at gunpoint. News 3's Fatima Ramatullah has more on how you can help close this case in today's Manhunt Monday.
Henderson police need your help finding this man who's linked to a robbery at the Sunset Station Hotel and Casino. He allegedly robbed the race and sports book at the casino Saturday afternoon. Now, police say he approached an employee showing a gun and demanded money. The employee gave him money and then he fled the scene. Now, if you know anything about this man or where he might be, please call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. Fatima Ramatullah, News 3.
The man accused of robbing the Bellagio and a bank over the summer has been declared psychologically unfit for trial. 34-year-old Scott Allen Carmichael was supposed to stand trial starting on Friday, but the proceedings were canceled. You remember this video of when he was brought in for his earlier court appearances. He had the hood and the mask over him. The guards were worried about their safety. He's been ordered to remain in federal custody for mental health treatment and eventually another psychological examination. Carmichael is accused of spending almost $50,000 from those July robberies on prostitutes and shopping sprees.
Coming up here at 5, Bargain Frenzy. It's the biggest shopping week of the year as retailers get ready for Black Friday.
Yeah, and the old rules are changing a little bit in this new economy. We'll tell you about the deals that are out there as you look to get a head start on your Christmas shopping. Most guys are going to wait another 3.5 weeks or so to get started, but still local stores are preparing for a busy shopping week ahead.
Yeah, many are now offering big sales long before Black Friday. News 3's Denise Roche is live for us at the Galleria at Sunset. And Denise, that mall is extending hours for the true early birds.
Yeah, Jim and Jessica, eat turkey and then come shopping. That is the plan here at the Galleria, where this parking lot will begin filling up early Thanksgiving evening. JCPenney is opening at 5 o'clock Thursday night. 50 other stores here will join in at 6, and the remainder of the mall opens at midnight. Retailers say that is what customers are demanding: longer hours and better deals. Now, even online, you can find a number of big name companies kicking off their sales today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. The marketing director here at Galleria says they're even setting up a P-Jammin' lounge complete with a DJ Thursday night to kick off the busy weekend.
Come out in your pajamas Thursday night. You don't even have to wait till Friday anymore. We're going to be open at 6. It's still early, nice and early. Work off that turkey and do some shopping.
And if you are heading out, of course, we have to talk about parking lot safety. Be aware of who you're parking next to, who might be watching you in the parking lot, and always hide those bags and packages in the trunk. Reporting live at the Galleria at Sunset, I'm Denise Roche for News 3. Let's go back to you in studio.
Pajamming. Okay, shop like Hefner out there in your pajamas at the mall on Thursday night.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Make sure there's silk, you know, just to stay with the theme.
Appropriate, please.
And I guess a lot of people right now are, of course, wondering about the Thanksgiving forecast, but also they're wondering what the overnight temperatures are going to be like if they're standing outside Best Buy or one of those places where you have to line up at, you know, midnight.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're looking at one of the best ones we've ever seen around here.
In a while, that's for sure. 70 big ones on Thanksgiving.
Not too
Yeah,
bad.
if shopping's not your thing, how about eat turkey, then go play some football or something like that, yeah?
There's a good
Is there a
idea.
challenge there? Do we need to get some guys out?
Bring what you got. Bring
I like
everything
it.
you got.
Let's get a camera out there.
Got a little size on me, but I might have some speed
That
left.
would be something to see. All
Thanks,
right, thanks. Still ahead tonight, road to recovery. Legendary UNLV coach Jerry Tarkanian continues to improve.
An encouraging update on the coach's condition and his fight with pneumonia when we come back.
Again, all eyes on Ferguson, Missouri right now. Let's check in with Brian Williams to see what's coming up on NBC Nightly News.
Coming up tonight, the all-day wait for word from the grand jury in Ferguson and fears over the reaction. Also, a possible travel nightmare for, of all times, the day before Thanksgiving. Enough storm systems to potentially bottle up the country. And the president gave out the Presidential Medal of Freedom to many notables today, one of them very notable around here. That and more when we see you tonight.
All right, and then I'll have more local news coming up for you on News 3 Nightly at 6 o'clock. Let's take you back out live to the streets of Ferguson, Missouri, and you can listen here and see the pictures. The crowds have been filling the streets, especially over the past couple hours, just getting bigger and bigger as we await for this grand jury decision to be announced in 35 minutes. 6 o'clock is when we think it's going to happen. We're going to bring you that live. Plus, we'll take you back live to a local park where some locals have gathered to watch this decision and then give us their reaction to it. Also at 6, Christmas gifts are top targets during the holiday shopping season. What you need to know to make sure your packages don't get picked off by thieves. Those stories and more coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.
The Nevada Supreme Court could soon rule on whether the fate of ride-sharing company Uber lies with a Reno judge or with a judge in Las Vegas. The state's high court received statements from Uber and from state taxi regulators and from limousine firms. The case asks whether ride-sharing infringes on the rights of taxi companies. The Nevada Taxi Authority has been issuing citations to Uber drivers, even impounding some of their cars since Uber launched back in October. Judges in Reno and Las Vegas have staked a claim on ruling in the case. The state Supreme Court will decide which judge gets to do that.
And that could be a deciding factor
Yeah.
in what we've seen so far. We'll be right back. Hey, we're happy to say we have a promising update on Coach Jerry Tarkanian and his road to recovery.
Yeah, Amy Tarkanian just told us here in the newsroom that Coach Tark is out of the hospital. He was released this afternoon. The 84-year-old was put in the hospital last week for pneumonia. He's been in and out battling different health issues over the past few years.
And you're looking at the video from back in the glory days. Tark led the Runnin' Rebels to 4 Final Four appearances in the NCAA tournament, including the 1990 UNLV team that won the whole enchilada, the national title.
Yeah,
This
we're
town
so
went
happy to
nuts.
hear that he's doing better. We want to leave you tonight with a live picture from Ferguson, Missouri, where we are waiting from the grand jury to hear what their decision was. They reached the decision this morning. Still no word yet on what that was.
We expect that to be announced straight up at 6 o'clock, and we will bring it to you live. Until then, have a good evening.
Good night.